a catalog here of girls that I recruit to be in fashion shows. And I'm like, okay, this already sounds like some bullshit. So I put my arm around him. I said, oh, really? Well, recruit your ass on over here. Let me I just walked with him. I said, I kind of gave him the nudge, like, okay, I can see what you're approaching these girls, especially while they're working. Yeah. And you're going to try and get them. They're young. So you're going to try and do this thing where you take advantage of them and try to, and these girls know better, first of all. They would have told him, fuck off. But he was going to try and pull this whole spiel of trying to recruit them. So I just said, hey, man, come with me. Oh, let me see what in your portfolio what you have. Yeah, walk with me, and I'll push his ass around the trolley. No, I just sent him on his way. I just said, nice meeting you, man. I think he got the message like, okay, these girls got a pimp or something.
Well, man, the thing is, I think as a man, there's never a time in your life when 22-year-old girls aren't attractive to you.
They were 17.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
I mean, come on. The girl, she was very nice and she was very sweet. I couldn't even look at her any other kind of way. I mean, she's an attractive girl. Both of them were. And,
yeah, they were very attractive.
Yeah, but Katie was the one that was actually being very friendly and being open, and it just gets to a point where you're saying, man, this girl's being so nice, I'm not looking at them any other kind of way. And she was so sweet because when she left, she didn't even do this thing of, it wasn't even business with her. I told both of them, I was like, all right, well, it was good having you here. Everything worked out. Thank you for your hard work. Shook their hands, and she was just like, looked back and said, can I get a hug? And I was like, oh, this is sweet, man. This girl's so nice. So. Now, see, you turn into something nasty.
You know you got a hard on when that girl hugged you.
Man, why do you got to say that, man?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust you like that.
The one time I'm trying to be decent and show people that I'm a decent guy, now they're going to be thinking, yeah, that motherfucker had a hard on. I didn't. And now she's
stabbing in the stomach, weren't you? You stabbing in the stomach.
Man, I hope she is not listening because she's probably thinking, no, she knows I didn't, but she's probably thinking, these guys are gross. Katie, sweetie, look, you hear me, all right? You and I were friends there. I'm talking to
Call me.
I'm typing an email right now. You know that's not true.
Sending her a text message on her Facebook account.
With a little smiley face at the end, winking at her. No. They were good. They were good, man. They were very nice, and they actually worked really hard when they were out there.
I will take you to prom.
But she will be 18 in a couple of months. So call her then. No, I didn't. Nothing going on like that. Katie's a nice girl. God damn
your mom's always telling you should meet a nice girl.
You know something? You know that whole time machine thing where you talking about going back and stopping things? I wish I could come out and say, Corey, now you knew you shouldn't have brought this up. Because I wanted to mention them. I want to give them a compliment, and I knew it was going to come out wrong. I want to compliment them for working hard. I knew that this could come to no good.
But the thing is, those girls did work hard. They did a great job.
They were eager, man. They
to be so young and be so professional, I'm really proud of them.
No, they would come back. They would get rid of them, and they say, "Hey, we got more." And I was like, "Well, do you think you can get rid of all these today?" And like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Do you need a break or something?" They just went and ate lunch and came back and said, "No, we're good. We're out there hustling. We're ready to go." So
speaking of hustling, they got it filmed by Hustler. So if there's an issue of the Girls of Comic-Con, you might see them in it.
See, that's what Katie, if there's anything that creeped me out, sweetheart, if you're listening to this, she said, yeah, her and Jennifer were like, we got filmed by Hustler. And Jennifer's like, well, I'm 18, so it wasn't a big deal. But Katie was like, I told him I was 17. I was about to say, good for you. But then she said, but I said I'll be 18 in a couple of weeks. I was
17 is legal in Texas.
Yeah, and 17 is legal in Texas. So release that Hustler in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want these girls to end up in Hustler.
I really don't. But
I will buy that issue if they are.
See, that's you. I cannot afford to say that. You can do that. I cannot afford to say that. I just hope that I wish Hustler hadn't got anywhere near them. I would love the publicity because they were wearing our T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
I will whore them out in that way, but ethically, I do not feel comfortable then. But anyway, so good girls, man. It was really cool.
No, I barely got to talk to them, but I was impressed.
I'm gonna put a picture of them up so everybody can see.
Oh, good.
Speaking of costume people and all that kind of stuff, you've got to get a better costume next year.
Hey, man, I had a good costume.
I'm gonna put up that video if you don't mind.
You know what? Just because those idiots didn't recognize me, I mean, damn, you at San Diego Comic-Con, Batman's all over. Batman's got a new cartoon coming out called A Brave and the Bold. You couldn't recognize another Batman suit?
Just next year, let me recommend, if you do decide to do this again, let's just say Batman's still big and you wear that costume because you want to be Batman anyway.
Well, on the weekends, I am Batman.
Put your hair in braids, get cornrows, go bald or something, because it's the the helmet that's throwing them off. That's what's getting everybody. And the fact that you're black too and got a goatee, but
well, maybe I'll be Black Man next time.
We saw him.
That's true. We did.
We saw him in the Black Captain America.
Oh yeah, man, that Black Captain America was good. That was a good suit that guy
And he
had.
took that shit seriously. I saw him walking in. I put up my hand, gave him a high five, and we didn't even look at each other. We're just like, yeah. So
no, I mean that dude looked like he actually drank the super soldier serum. And I saw him over at the Marvel booth get up on stage with a bunch of other people.
Really?
Yeah,
that dude was badass, man. The Black Captain African American.
Now, see, something you don't know is that they actually did come out with a comic with a Black Captain America.
Well, he said that they did that.
Yeah. No, he's telling the truth. I mean, like they kind of retconned it to where, like, hey, before they actually experimented on a white guy, they sort of did like the Tuskegee.
Wait a minute, no, syphilis one. It was
yeah. What was that called? Shit.
I figured what you talking about the Tuskegee Airman, but it's not that.
No, it's not that. It's
I forgot. Yeah, but they gave the black soldiers syphilis on purpose.
Right.
And that's something that people think is a conspiracy. No, that is actually true.
No, yeah, it really happened. But yeah, like they had like a bunch of black soldiers. They tried it on, who all of them died except that one guy.
Yeah. So, and that was Captain America.
Yeah, he was like the first Captain America.
Well, that leads up to the whole black panel thing that we did. And in addition to all these different people being there is a great black presence at these Comic-Cons,
oh, yeah.
man. And they had a whole panel for it. And that was actually, I don't want to say fun. I don't want to use a light word with it. I don't want to say enlightening because I don't want to act like I didn't know this was going on. It was a good experience.
It was. I mean, the thing is, if you end up going to San Diego Con again and you see the black panel and you're like, I don't know about this, I would highly recommend you go, whatever race you are. It's an informative and very entertaining panel. And the guy, Michael Davis, who runs it, he's actually, when he first got up there, I'm like, oh, nigga, quit clowning.
That is what I was thinking, too. I was like, oh, shit. Brothers got to clown anywhere they go. Just got to be funny.
Right.
Got to make everything.
Right. Got to sing Al Green songs.
But got to make it like church and Def Comedy Jam.
Exactly. But he actually is a good moderator, and he kept it entertaining and kept it moving.
Yes, he did.
And I mean, he could double as a stand-up comedian if he wanted to. I mean, but at the same time, it was a very enriching, worthwhile panel where you got a lot of information from.
Well, because you had different representatives of black people up there.
Exactly.
You had, of course, you had your black businessman. You had your black thugs.
Yeah. Yeah, Method Man.
Method Man was there. You had
who didn't know what he was talking about, but he was there.
It just he just didn't read any comics. Really, he said he read books, but
it's just funny. He's like, yeah, they got a comic book coming out about me, and I had a bunch of ideas, and they came up with one that I kind of wrote this with. Well, this other guy wrote.
But he actually said a lot of good things, man. He actually, I don't know if you remember, he was actually saying a lot of cool things.
I'm teasing. You're right.
I mean, I just don't want everybody to think, oh, these bougie brothers up here talking about the rapper.
No. Everybody on the panel was good.
No, you had your black women.
Yeah.
And then you had your black people who don't do black shit. Like they had the guy that came up there. What was his name that drew for Marvel?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
But he was like, and he's kind of a square brother, kind of a corner brother, kind of thing. Like, hey, man,
he's the guy who draws Firestorm.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got to bitch about the fact that people were mad that they changed Firestorm from a white guy to a black guy, which. On one hand, I'm like,
who's Firestorm, man? I mean, talking about Johnny the
no, not
the woman.
No. Firestorm is a DC character. You might have seen him like back in the 80s or late 80s, early 90s, and they did the Superpowers cartoon, and they had Firestorm on there. And
okay, so who's
just in yellow? He could change matter to any.
So it's a DC character then.
It's a DC character, and they recently he had always been a white guy. Now they made him a black guy, and people complain because it's just like it felt like forced multiculturalism.
Oh, okay.
And I can understand the complaint because it wasn't like an organic thing. It's almost like they stepped back and they said like, oh, let's start making some of these characters different races. It's one of these things where like, yeah, they do need more of that because DC has always been lacking in that department. At the same time, the idea that they're doing it just to do that could set people off. He had a big issue with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it legitimate?
It's, you know what? It's legitimate on both sides.
My whole answer would have been, if you're on fire long enough, you're going to be black. Burn, baby, burn.
Well, the thing is, if the character sticks around long enough, everybody will just accept it, and that's all
exactly.
there is to it.
I remember, he got up, and he had multi-interest. He got up and said, hey, I listen to heavy metal.
Yeah.
And like white women. No, he didn't say that.
And they did not throw him out.
And they didn't. No. And it was a lot. There's a lot of dudes up there who like coming out. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's admitting now to all their multiple interests.
Sure.
Because you had some of the guys who get up there who, like, one guy say, yeah, man, you know, one of the hardest looking brothers up there. Yeah, I'll watch Metalocalypse. I like to get my heavy metal on with that.
Yeah.
By the way, Metalocalypse is one of my favorite shows.
Man, I've gotten to where I love that show. It's funny. In the first season, I was like, it's a good idea that they aren't executing. And now I record it every week.
Yeah, no, I can see why everybody would be up there. But that black panel, man, was actually, you're right. If anybody needs to see it, it needs to be a lot of people who aren't black, too.
That's the thing. We need to get more non-black people in there because, you know, the biggest thing we struggle with is getting everybody to see it like we're like everybody else. We want the same things. You remember when we helped them with that documentary with the guy that was doing? He wanted to show like these.
The tie that buys or something.
Yeah, the ties that bind. He wanted to show that, like, you know, the potential of black consumerism, and it's just like look. He asked me, like, you know, as a black man, what kind of products do you want to see? What do you want your life to be? I was like, I want the same thing everybody else has.
Yeah, I'm not like a dog. I don't need a different diet.
I mean, exactly.
You got regular food and you got a can of black man food. I mean, I hate to say it. That guy's a good guy, but who made that documentary? But it was ridiculous.
His heart was in the right place.
It was, but it's ridiculous. And not only that, but it came back like, hey man, I like Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's good. And it come back that music.
Oh my God. Please, anybody filming anything about black people, do not use that Delta blues or the slave music. That sound like
gospel singing.
The struggle. I don't want to hear about no goddamn struggle anymore. You know, we about to have a black president. I don't feel like I'm struggling. Just treat me like anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's what this panel showed.
Yeah.
That within comics, you have a diverse group of people who still right now I don't feel like getting represented properly. I even said like there were certain things to this day people are saying this character would work better if that character was white.
Right. Which said about Static Shock.
Static Shock, that's right. And that still goes on right now. We can sell this better if it's a white character. And that's the cool thing that guy who wrote Firestorm said. If anybody ever says that, tell them to go fuck themselves.
It wasn't cool he said that because they'd already established it with little kids in the audience.
Kids need to hear that. I applauded that.
Everybody had gone out of their way to not do that. And he gets up there and says, and tell them to go fuck themselves. It's like,
hey man, kids need to say that. Say it to your teachers. No, okay. No, but, cause see, and a lot of people need to hear that because I brought up this whole thing of saying Spike Lee caused a big uproar when he said a white man cannot direct Malcolm X.
Sure.
And I said, a white man can direct out Malcolm X, but
he just shouldn't.
But shouldn't. And Carlisle was the one that actually told me, he's like, that's the most racist thing I've ever heard you say. I was like, it's not racist where black people don't have a strong presence in well, maybe it's getting better now. I mean, but still, it's like not a big strong presence within entertainment. And to say that, wow, this one piece of history that if anybody should direct this, it should be a black person.
I would submit to you Mississippi Burning, a movie about Medgar Evers, a very important figure in the struggle for for civil rights, directed by Rob Reiner, and it's all told from the point of view of Alec Baldwin's
Actually,
character.
I think that was directed by Alan Parker.
Oh shit, not Mississippi Burning. Which one am I thinking about then? There's one with Alec Baldwin, and it's all about Medgar Evers, but it's told from Alec Baldwin's point of view.
Oh, a lot of those movies are done like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, shit. Nah, it blows it that I got the wrong.
But I'm trying to remember what you're talking about too. But anyway, all I'm saying is like, it's not an insult to white people or anybody else by saying because you have the skills to do it. It's just consideration. Yeah. It's saying that there's jobs that need to be had by black people who have talent. There's positions to be filled by black people that need to be filled probably. And a project like that should probably be given to a black director who should have that work.
Who has the talent.
Yeah, and who will write, and you're right, will tell it from the right perspective.
Yeah, it ain't like you gave it to Mario Van Peebles, who's like a, third-rate director. It was Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Who did a phenomenal job.
Exactly.
It's like anything with like, when you get to affirmative action, people get mad as if like, suddenly like the engineering job went to Pookie the janitor. It's going to another qualified black candidate.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a white janitor who's mad that Pookie got his job. God damn it. I'm not going to sweep that floor.
I was up for that promotion, but they gave it to a black guy. He was sweeping the floors last week and now he's my supervisor.
But see, that's the other thing that panel kind of showed. Is that when you get to see the diversity within interest within people, you get to see how much, it's not a thing of separation. You begin to see how much we are actually alike in a lot of ways. And we're not trying to separate ourselves. We want to be included.
Yeah.
We have, people say, why are they talking about having a black company? Because a lot of those companies up there, it either had a black representation or you had BET was a black company. You had another, the moderator was part of a black company.
Yeah. He, Milestone Media.
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s, was an offshoot, a company, sort of under the DC umbrella. But it was all a lot of those guys, Dennis Cowan, who's doing the animation on the Black Panther, and Dwayne McDuffie, who's writing Ben 10 right now, who I introduced you to, right? Writes a lot of Justice League episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
All those guys were running that company.
Well, just want to let it was good to say, because they said we don't want to be a black company,
right? But
sometimes you have to represent yourself as a black company to get those interests that would normally not be having. They wouldn't take a chance with some of those properties if you didn't have a black company representing them.
They were able to use that publicity wise to get known.
And they said we hired gays, white people, everybody else. We just had a bunch of black properties that we needed to get done, and this is the only way to do it. No, nobody wants to be a black anything. No, if you ask me, I don't want there to be an Ebony magazine. I don't want there to be a Jet magazine. I want there to be magazines where everyone is represented equally. But you go to a grocery store, every magazine is represented by a white face. So therefore you are forced to have Ebony magazine to represent you.
Yeah.
We don't want that. But what are you going to do?
Latina magazine.
Latina magazines.
Which I like to, well, I can't read it, but I like to look through it.
Boy, them Latina chicks are
telling you, man.
God damn, man. Look, don't even get me started on Univision.
I know. It's poor man's Playboy.
I should be able to. I should know Spanish by now. As much Mexican ass as I'm watching.
That's always my excuse. Hey, why are you watching this? I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Yeah, if it's spoken out of a woman's ass, maybe I'll learn it then. Hola. See girls, fine ass cheeks speaking. ¿Cómo está? Muy bueno. But so anyway, Comic-Con. All I'm saying is Comic-Con, to sum it all up, just showed me what I always thought would happen when I was young. You grow up and you keep those interests that you have, and those comics and animation, everything else, they evolve with you. Video games are going to be next. So.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't believe it before, but maybe so, because I got to say, saw the new Star Wars preview for the new Star Wars movie, Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. Looks like shit. Sorry, it does. They showed me a lot of it. All boring. TV show, boring. But the new Star Wars video game, this Force Unleashed, that looks badass.
Man,
and I mean, like, not just the graphics, the story. The story to me looks like the best Star Wars story ever told.
Yeah, it's a rogue Jedi.
Yeah.
And you get to do all the stuff that you've wanted to do as a Jedi that they haven't been able to put in any video games as of yet. You go around just tearing up shit with your Force powers.
I mean, even all that's great, but outside of the stuff you get to do, the cut scenes of the story itself.
Oh, you know what?
Like, this is really good.
I missed those, man. I didn't see those cut scenes.
Oh, you didn't see those?
No, they didn't show them the last time they showed the game where I saw it.
No.
Man.
You should see these. Like, really well acted. I was like really into it because like the Jedi, he's a double agent. With Darth Vader kind of raising him, but then the Emperor comes in and fucks him up. And he said, and the Emperor's kind of telling Darth Vader, like, hey, you need to choose.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't know it was that deep.
No, it was. I was like, this. I'm like, you guys got this backwards. Clone Wars needs to be your video game. This needs to be your movie.
You know what? You're right. Well, hopefully they'll make a movie out of that and let George Lucas fuck that up too.
Yeah. So see, I think George Lucas didn't have much to do with the video game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, George Lucas. I love him to death. I love him for what he's done for movies. I respect that. No, I wouldn't even say that. But at the same time, I really do. A lot of people think I don't like Star Wars because I'm an anti-George Lucas person. No, I had so much faith in George Lucas and loved Star Wars so much.
Sure.
It's heartbreaking to see what I saw. And I'm not going to be one of those fans who's going to overlook all the problems just so I can keep loving it.
Right.
Not enough about that. Anyway, you want to go ahead and get into some email?
Right. Let's do that.
All right. I normally don't do this, but this guy approached me the right way.
He came correct.
He came correct. He paid his respect when he wrote this email, and he says,
Godfather's ring.
He says, "Hey, Corey, I love the site, and I'm a huge fan of all the content." Now, see, he buttered me up right there. He had me.
Right.
I was hoping you could do me a favor. Tomorrow, my brother Joseph is having his birthday, and he's turning 15. He loves the site, and he's a loyal member.
Could you not cuss anymore?
You were corrupting my little brother. He stabbed somebody because of you. No, he says that he calls every week for the secret call-in show, and he creates top 10 lists every week. His last one was a robot list, and I stole it from him. So I said that. I stole it. So he says on the next to Coco, I like calling it Colwyn's because the Coco sounds so gay. But he says on the next to Colwyn, could you say a quick happy birthday to him, please?
What's his name?
I'd appreciate it. He says he would love it, and thanks. And his brother's name is Josh. Joseph. I think this is Josh that wrote the email. Joseph has a birthday. Joseph is turning 15.
All right.
So let's give him a happy birthday. Joseph, you made it. 15.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Joseph. There you go.
15 years without dying. We
Exactly.
congratulate you.
Got some hair on your nuts now. Look at you. Think you a man now, don't you? Writing emails and shit, calling me every week.
I think if he's Jewish, that means he's a man.
What makes you think he's Jewish?
I'm saying if. I don't think he is. I'm just saying if he is.
What because he's not circumcised yet?
No, you're 15. I think you get to have your bar mitzvah at 15 or 14, and then you're a man.
Hey, Joseph, if you are Jewish and you're having a bar mitzvah, invite us. That's the way you can repay us. Because man, at these bar mitzvahs, I can't even say it. I love them so much. At these bar mitzvahs, they spend money.
Oh yeah,
they got 50 Cent showing up. They got all these pop stars and everything.
Slow down, loose cannon, because you got to contribute money too.
You do?
Yeah,
I got $2.
And add another couple, 3 Hunskies to that.
Are you serious?
Like, everybody brings presents, and they bring quite a bit of money.
We would be the present. He loves us so much, showing up. We would, in fact, you should, if you like the site so much and you're Jewish, this kid's not even Jewish.
I know he's not even Jewish.
He's like, I'm not even Jewish. I'm not even having a bar mitzvah. What are you talking about?
I'm actually German. He wants to come down to it.
Exactly. But if you are, make us your guest and pay us to come there. How about that? Just give us a ticket. We'll be happy. We'll settle for a chicken wing or something. Okay. So this is a question from Alex. And Alex Hacker.
Alex Hacker. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Well, here he is. Rock him like a hurricane. He says, with all of the films lined up for the fall, which of them are you most interested in or not interested in? Why or why not? And that's from Alex. I have one.
I get this question all the time.
Well, I'm excited to answer this because
go ahead.
I have a film that I saw, and I was actually eager to say, I'm looking forward to the fall for this movie. I think it's called Miracles at St. Anna.
Yeah.
It's
the Spike Lee film?
Spike Lee,
his World War II film?
The World War II film from Spike Lee.
The one that got the controversy going with him and Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, and you know that brother started that controversy just to
get publicity for his film.
See, this goes to show you that we are fair black people. Because we don't rally behind every black person that does something foolish, okay? Spike Lee needs to sit his ass down and stop doing that shit. Okay?
No, Spike Lee has a long career of doing this. Because he knows, nobody knew he was making a World War II film. He's like, I know how to get people to know I'm making this film.
It's cool, but okay, maybe, look, I don't know what's going on with Spike Lee. Maybe that wasn't his intention, but the way I heard it, I was saying to myself, why is he fucking with Clint Eastwood? Why is he doing this?
Well, the thing is, what you got to realize, and you probably do, is that often when somebody's giving a talk, somebody, if it's a Q&A, somebody will stand up and ask a question, a controversial question like that. It'll get answered. People don't always take the high road. They just, they're off the cuff, or they might say something they know will make press, and there's press there to cover it. And once it's out, then everybody go like, hey, this will be an exciting story. They run with it. It's published everywhere. And then the thing has legs where it was just a tossed off question.
Yeah, so you're saying he probably was forced to.
He might. It's like back a few months ago when Hank Azaria was asked like, hey, how come you guys didn't have George Takei do the George Takei voice? They had you do it instead. He tells a little anecdote about how, oh yeah, George was there and he said something to this one intern and creeped him out. Everybody published that Hank Azaria called George Takei creepy. It was everywhere.
Oh really? To
the point that like on Howard Stern, they went and confronted him about it. He apologized. He's like, I'm sorry. No, I love George. I don't think he's creepy at all. I know I said that. And it's like, look, the guy's on a talk show. He's just trying to say something. You have a humorous anecdote.
I mean, and what if George Takei really did creep somebody out? I mean,
there's that story. It was kind of like, that was kind of creepy what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if he really did do that?
Yeah.
Shit, I ain't gonna defend him because he's George Takei.
Takei. He's always corrected people.
Takei.
It's Takei.
Look,
rhymes with toupee.
I watched the old Star Trek. They called him Takei on there.
Well, they were wrong.
Okay, all right then. Hey, Takei, it is then. Thank you.
Yes.
So, all right. What are you looking forward to? Anything? It does look like a really good movie, though, man.
Does it? Okay.
You should see the trailer for it.
No.
It looks exciting.
You know what? I'm excited because you're excited. I mean, the thing is, people ask me all the time what I'm excited about, and to be honest, you know what? My stock answer is I don't get excited by trailers because trailers often lie.
But you look forward to something. I mean, when you saw the trailer for The Dark Knight, you said, "Hey,
no, you're wrong." every time I saw the trailer for The Dark Knight, it didn't do anything for me. I would be like, dang, I thought this would be more exciting. Based on the trailer for The Dark Knight, my expectations were kind of mid-range when I thought it should have been better.
Okay.
Now, I can say the one trailer I did see that excited the shit out of me was Tron 2.0. That blew my socks off.
Man, even being, because somebody bootlegged it on the site.
I know, and that's a shitty bootleg.
Even look, because it was shot from somebody's crotch.
Yeah.
and the angle's all twisted.
Right.
And even like that, I was like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah, and you can imagine me seeing it on a big screen with that loud sound cranked up.
Oh, man. I like Tron. Tron's a cult movie for me because it's the dumbest movie I've ever seen. It really is, but it's so groundbreaking in its visuals that for some reason I just love watching it, and the music in it is great. I mean, that movie had a lot of stuff going for it except the story. So
kind of like Purple Rain.
Yeah, it's groundbreaking, but yeah,
great music, acting and story. Forget about it.
Bullshit. Yeah, but everybody has Purple Rain, so everybody knows Tron. Tron is a big cult favorite among people, and this movie it has me excited, man. I'm looking at that trailer. I can't wait to see what you saw on the big screen.
Yeah,
just the trailer. So yeah, those two movies, man. I have to say though, those are the movies I'm looking forward to. And Tron's not coming out in the fall though.
Oh no. Fall? I don't know. I mean, I really want Punisher to be good, so that when I say the Thomas Jane Punisher sucks, people won't try to argue with me about it.
What is it? Oh, and let me tell you some things I saw real quick that were really cool at Comic-Con. Watchmen was badass.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was skeptical about Watchmen, but listening to you talk about it now, I'm kind of excited.
I don't know how they'll sound when they talk, but it looks amazing.
Sure.
So, anyway, go on to this last email here. I was wondering if you and Carlisle would mind touching on MTV's plans to remake the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The news has left me both concerned and bewildered, mostly because it's MTV doing it. And I can't say I'm bewildered, shocked, anything, because when they say they're remaking something, they remake everything now. They
remake everything. You know what? This really is a Carlisle-centric question.
Yeah, it is. And he would be great to answer this.
Yeah. Because he's all about the Rocky Horror
And this is from
Picture
Baseline
Show.
Right here. Oh, that's right. He is into the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He did that shit. We went out and sang in front of the screen and all that. Yeah,
where he would do that every week. Go see that. And I've never seen it once. The little bit I've seen, I was like, this is dumb.
It's for... I must say, I'm joking around with Carlisle. I have to say, if you ever listen to these, he really is very good at answering emails, and he's really good at the whole thing. I mean, doing this. I mean, he's saying I suck. No, we just making fun of him so much at the beginning.
No. I mean, we all love each other. We make fun of each other.
Exactly. I just didn't want him to think that I was doing it because he'll get sensitive about it and come back and start. I heard you talking about me, and I was like,
then he'll cry and then he'll kill us all.
Yeah, exactly. He'll murder us, and we'll be back next week to repeat and do over it again.
Because that's the beauty of cartoon characters.
But yeah, I've seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm not a big fan of it, so fuck it, let them. I mean, I've seen it. The only way that movie has, and I know there's some people who are going to kill me because they are Rocky Horror Picture Show fans. Baseline, who wrote this email, I know you're probably going to come back at me, but I've seen it like 3 times on TV, expecting to discover something that I didn't see before that would get me excited. And you have to really go through that experience of going to the theater and singing in order for it to be that good, I think.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen some of it. I couldn't finish it. I mean, I think it's it's based on the amount of melanin in your skin. For some people there's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and for other people there's Dolomite. That's just the way it goes.
That's true, because I know I have a lot of movies, and like Carlisle says every week, you like Squirm, and I have to say, man, I can't really argue with you, but you're making fun of me about that. Squirm is cool. But hey, yeah, we love a movie about killer worms, but other people be like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? So
why are you guys watching that? Now, excuse me while I go put on my fishnet tights
and my lipstick on my way to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. So anyway, man, that's it for tonight.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you came. I know you did this at the last minute. I know you want to go home, especially after watching Brideshead Revisited. But
yeah, I couldn't wait.
But I had to get this up tomorrow, so thanks for answering the call. So with that said, good night.
Good night, everybody.